Hi there, my name is Jules. I'm a commercial photographer. I specialize in product photography, but I do all kinds of photography, be it product photography, wedding photography, architectural photography. Heck, once in a while I do videography as well. Today I'm going to be talking about the various types of lenses that I use to show prospective buyers or photographers what kind of lenses to get in the event that they want to start up a photography business. For those that are just avid photography enthusiasts, perhaps this will give you some direction in terms of what lenses to buy. And if you're, a mom and dad and you just want a really good lens for your photography projects, then this is also a good video for you. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into it. One of the things that I look for in a lens as a professional is what's called a lens profile. I used to use Olympus, and I'm not saying they don't have it, and I'm not saying they're a bad company, but what I am saying is that I used to have an Olympus camera and lens system, and I had to get rid of it. And one of the reasons why I got rid of it was because their lenses at the time did not support lens profiles, at least the series that I had. So what is a lens profile? Well, every lens has imperfections. Some of these imperfections may include barrel distortion, where the image is a little bit warped, and like you could see that if you were to photograph a grid, you might see it warp or bend inwards. You may see vignetting, where you get some dark around the edges, or you may see chromatic abrasion, where you get this weird, like purpley fringing around the edges when it comes to certain objects when you photograph them outside or under different lit circumstances. So when you have a lens profile, what it does is that it helps, it doesn't necessarily always, but it helps the lens, the computer correct some of the lens imperfections, so that way the image quality will look better, so you'll have less distortion and less of these weird anomalies that show up. Now myself, the reason why I like Nikon is because it's a pretty conventional brand, and these lens profiles are within the Adobe Creative Suite. So when I'm editing images in Photoshop, I have a lens profile. My computer knows my camera, so it knows how to fix some of these imperfections. A lot of these lens profiles are available for other main brands such as Sony or Canon and so on. But anyway, I like Nikon because it does have lens profiles. Again, Canon has lens profiles. A lot of the major brands have lens profiles, but not for every lens. And because, again, Nikon is a conventional brand, lens profiles are available. I'm not going to say that Canon is better than Nikon. I'm not here to say that at all. I think they're all pretty good. I'm just a Nikon guy, and today I'm going to be talking about Nikon lenses. But it's interesting, I see that Canon has a lot of similar lenses that Nikon has. And I would argue that they're probably made in the same place. I can't say that for sure, I don't know. But I would say that they're very similar, they look very similar, and they behave very similar. So, they're probably the same thing. But whatever, what do I know? I know these are the lenses that I use, and I'm going to just jump right into it. Now, of all the lenses that are out there, really I only use 4 lenses, and they provide me great results. And I don't mean like kind of good, I mean great results. These 4 lenses, of the 4 lenses, I really only use 2 all the time, but I do recommend having these 4. Nikon calls it, I think, the holy, or the word on the street is called the holy trinity of lenses that are out there. The first 3 is the 14-24 lens. This is a very wide lens. You get this fisheye look, so it's very wide view. Then you've got the 24-70. It's a little narrower view, and this one right here, we're going to get into the further nitty-gritty of that. And then you've got the 70-200. Okay, so these are the holy trinity, and this gets a very narrow view. The 14-24, I use this lens probably the least, but it's a very interesting lens. You can do a lot of cool things with it. It saved my bacon on many occasions. If I'm doing trade shows or architectural photography, I like this lens because it's very wide. It's also really good if I'm in a tight space, I'm photographing, say, a washroom, I don't have a lot of space, I want to show a lot of the room. Again, it's very wide. I've seen this wedding photographer do some really cool stuff with it. What you do is because you don't really have to focus that much with this lens. You just take the camera and bang, 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 grab a lot of cool shots, or put the lens on the floor, bang, 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 and do a lot of shots, and get a very like interesting view of the room. You know, I'm not going to say don't get this lens. Get this lens. If you're a photographer and you take your photography seriously, in any context, this is an awesome lens. Do get the 14-24. I'd probably make it the last one to get, but certainly get it. The next one that I really like, again, saved my bacon, is a 24-70. If I was a photography enthusiast, I would get this lens. It's a good all-around lens. If you're going on vacation, you know, it's good to take pictures of the family, good environments, and you know, you can take landscapes. It's good for tight spots and all kinds of general use. I like the 24-70, very useful lens. Without further ado, I'll move on. It's a good general lens. And then this lens right here is a 70-200. This lens is probably one of my favorite, okay? This lens here is awesome for portraits. It is tack sharp. I get emotional looking at this lens. I mean, I could be like 15 feet away from someone and take a picture with them, and you know, you catch the veins in their eyes. The detail on this thing is just unbelievable. It's a zooming lens, of course. It's wicked for portraits. Sometimes you use it for product shots. You have to be a meter away from anything in order to take a shot. The problem is that it's not great for landscapes because it's so narrow, right? So you don't want to use this for landscapes. But for portraits, what an amazing lens. And if I only had one lens to get for portraits, this would be it. My 70-200, very versatile lens. Finally, my very favorite lens is my 105mm lens. This one is a macro lens. It's awesome for product photography. It allows me to get right up there, like inches away from my subject, or I can be further away. I can do portraits with this, but the thing is, because it doesn't zoom, I have to move in and move out. I really love this lens. It's such a clean lens, and it doesn't restrict me from moving in close to get all the detail I want, and the resolution, the detail is just spectacular. Canon has the 105 as well. Actually, this is not the 105. It looks similar. There's the 105. The 105, yeah, here's the 105. Love this lens. Very simple design, very reliable. Like I said, Canon's got this lens as well, and amazing, amazing lens. If you're kind of wondering what kind of camera I was using to film this video, I was actually using a Canon XF300. I like using video cameras for video because I don't like the ergonomics of this for video. Albeit the sensor in it is amazing. It's going to produce great results. You'll get that cinema look, and I have done video with this, and I've loved the results. The problem with this thing is that twofold when you're doing video. One, if you're adjusting the aperture, so you want to make the scene a little darker, cameras do it in steps, whereas video cameras you can do gradual darkening. So that's one of the problems that I don't like these for video. The other reason I don't like these for video is because there's no image stabilization. So, you know, you can get very shaky image. So if I'm filming something, you better keep a very steady hand. That always applies to video as well, video cameras, but more so with DSLRs. In any case, though, the DSLR will still produce wonderful video. I believe Saturday Night Live has filmed some videos before using the Mark series Canon camera. So yes, you can produce amazing quality video with a DSLR, just not my cup of tea. But certainly, yeah, why not? If you're in a pinch, you gotta do it, why not? My name is Jules, again with Jules Marketing Design. Thank you for listening. Like the video if you liked it. Stay tuned for other videos I have coming up, and I hope you will watch many more that I have to offer.